On this edition of Impact, the debate over homeschool.
What about socialization? The homeschoolers are shut up in their closets all day long and they go out and shrivel at the sunlight and don't know how to interact with people.
But first,
electricity, they call it the kiss of death because you can't see it.
Definitely have to respect it. It's very non-prejudiced. It doesn't care how good you are at what your job is. It'll hurt you or kill you no matter what if you make a mistake.
welcome to Impact. I'm Kelly Moore. California has thousands of miles of power lines. In our first story, we meet some of the people who keep energy flowing into our cities.
To be a lineman, it takes a lot of hard work, it takes a lot of dedication, a lot of loyalty. This job is not meant for everybody. I mean, you just don't have to know how to climb. You have to depend that, you're making good decisions and go home every day safe to your families.
Tony Galindo will make it home to his family tonight, just as he's done for the past 20 years. But Tony's job is anything but ordinary. He's in a dangerous line of work taking care of something we depend on at all times, power. Tony isn't just a lineman. He and his co-workers Jeff Pickford and Robert Garcia are part of an elite force of linemen who go wherever trouble strikes. They're called the Troublemen.
We are the first responders to any electrical problems, whether it be a structure fire, a blackout, vehicle accident involving a power pole, right down to a residential complaint.
Keeping the lights on sounds as simple as flipping a switch, but it's a job that means linemen are climbing poles and handling wires with only rubber gloves buffering them between thousands of volts of electricity. More than 11,000 miles of electric cables run across Southern California, with anywhere between 4,000 to 500,000 volts of electricity coursing through the wires. They lead to homes, schools, shopping centers, and light up Los Angeles' iconic skyscrapers. When the power cuts out, it's the lineman who keeps the city's electricity running. But doing so, says Tony Galindo, comes with a high cost.
Electricity, they call it the kiss of death because you can't see it.
Definitely have to respect it. It's very non-prejudiced. It doesn't care how good you are at what your job is. It'll hurt you or kill you no matter what if you make a mistake.
Still, even with good precautions and regular safety training sessions, being a lineman brings with it a great deal of risk. The lineman faces serious injuries or worse, death.
You adjust your belt to a certain thickness of the poles.
Troubleman Robert Garcia, a lineman of 20 years and a safety team leader, says even if you do everything by the book, danger still lurks around the poles.
Unfortunately, we've had fatalities, flash burns, electrical burns, electrocutions, falls, strains, and cuts. We've had a variety of cuts with utility knives. I've had my share of injuries, yes, in my career. I've separated a shoulder, fell off the back of my truck, bruised my back. I've had my nicks and cuts. I've also had a little bit of what we call, we get a minor shock, we call them getting bit. I've had my share. I've got a couple of scars to show it.
When you're in this trade long enough, you know people that have gotten hurt by it or killed.
Jeff Pickford, who's been a lineman for 21 years and works side by side with Galindo and Garcia, says that danger is all in a day's work.
Well, you just have to come to work every day and not be afraid of heights, and not be afraid of electricity, and be able to work extended hours, sometimes 32 straight, when you know that you're going in the morning or in the evening if they call you, and you may not be home for a day or two.
Any situation that threatens the power grid, especially inclement weather, means late-night rollouts and, says Galindo, tougher work.
It takes a toll on your body. I mean, especially working in the heat, that's probably one of the worst. You have to try and keep hydrated and going from job to job, and you working 32 hours straight, and during the evening it never cools off.
The 2007 summer heat wave left more than 2,000 customers in the San Gabriel Valley alone without power for as long as 24 hours. All around Southern California, with temperatures reaching 110 degrees, at least 11,000 customers experienced power shortages. The drain on power is a problem the Troublemen are trying to prevent in the future.
What this will tell you, this gets a GPS location where we're at, and then we has an automatic cell phone that dials into a switching center. Then shows the 3 lights we're hooked up. Once he gets on the line, this hot stick signal, this attached to a stick, you'll put it on a line, it'll tell us if it's A, B, or C. The red light will light up.
A phase. Going on the other one?
That's C phase.
Okay, A, C.
Our job is to make sure everything's balanced. Right now we have too much on A phase. We need to put some on B phase, which is running lower.
Which means that when people turn up their air conditioner and leave their lights on, their circuits will remain balanced and blackouts can be averted.
Some people tend to call us heroes when we do get the power up, or we can be the GOAT if we can't get it up. You know, we had our recent heat storm here, and we did the best we could with what we had on the grid, but you know, when people are being shut down because we're trying to save the system from creating more problems, you tend not to be the hero at those times.
A lot of times it's not due to us, it's because Mother Nature comes here and does her thing, and whether it's wind, rain, or the heat, you know, we can't control that. We don't guarantee the service, but we do our best to get the power back on.
Getting the power back on is the linemen's sole focus and what makes their job not just a job, but a duty.
It is a job that pays the bills with them, but you do have responsibility towards the public of you feel you have that responsibility, just like a fireman would or a policeman would, that, you know, people need electricity and you're the person that's going to go out there and do what you can to get it back up. Not only is the lights out at people's houses, but you got to figure intersections with no traffic lights, hospitals, big businesses.
The payoff for such a high-risk job, says Pickford, is the close bonds and friendship with fellow linemen.
I mean, a lot of it is the people that I work with. It's just a bunch of characters. It's a brotherhood, it truly is.
As much as the Troubleman relies on his skills and safety training, Galindo says co-workers are just as vital to keeping him out of harm's way.
Teamwork is very important, especially working the high voltages. You need to work with another person. If you both are not on the same game plan, someone can get hurt. So you have to build a trust with the person you're working with.
Though their line of work is physically and mentally demanding, and Mother Nature pushes the linemen to the limit, Garcia says he's in no rush to hang up his tools.
I had an opportunity to go in the office, and I tried that for 6 months and did not like it. I missed being out in the field. I'll be ready to do it physically. Maybe I won't be able to be doing this job anymore. You know, working in the rain, wind, adverse weather conditions tends to wear you out a little bit more. I don't recover as fast as I used to, but when I decide to hang up my tools and go in the office, it'll be a permanent thing. So I'm not looking at that right now in the near future.